What is the best way for my dealership to stand out in the community I want to do business with? What's the best way for my dealership to dominate my market? Similar and different questions, not the same question. Well, we could argue that the traditional way, right, always works. Let's just be louder than the person down the street. If we're louder than the person down the street, we're going to win. When I was a Chevy dealer, right, I was tempted by that. And sometimes you want to maybe raise the volume, but certainly, what we're doing with prices, we're shooting the bang, bang, bang. That doesn't always resonate. Being a part of the community, talking about being a part of the community is not a bad thing. Corporate philanthropy is important to remember. You give back to the community, you're a part of the community, you live in the community, we do business in the community because we live in the community. All of those things resonate today. It's not just about if we can desk the deal to be $20 less a month than our facing competitor, we'll put them out of business and they'll be a shoe store. Because the reality, right, is that while people are very price conscious and payment conscious and interest rate conscious and conscious, there's consciousness about consciousness today. The reality is there has to be more. So what are we doing for the community, right? Who's working with you to come up with ideas of how to not just stand out in the community, but also dominate the community? And not just from a price point perspective or the hooky dooky event. The hooky dooky event. Come see us for the hooky dooky event, right? There has to be more, right? So sure, we get hit at the advertising agency level here at PMD with that challenge all the time. We need an event. Of course we do. That's how we get people to pay attention when they're in the purchase intent phase, at the bottom of the funnel thing, right? At the same time, I'd be willing to guarantee you that stores that do a really strong job at public awareness with regard to what they're doing in the community that they do business with, that if I held up a picture of that dealership, what comes to mind when you see this picture? Well, I didn't realize they were involved in this, and I didn't realize and that, and Subaru says it best, share the love. Why can't we share the love regardless of franchise? Probably most of you already do. Who's taking advantage and saying that for you in a way that's not showing off? Who's doing that for you and posing all of those things in a way that doesn't embarrass, right? Some people like to stand there and say, yes, it's me, look at me, and the pose, right, that we see with that thing on television, right, the captain thing, right? We don't need to do that. Some people like to do that. Okay, fine. Volume is controlled by the person who is being pointed at, the group that is responsible, the organization that gets behind a project and pushes the wheel along the road, right? So we adjust the volume pursuant to the people that we work with. Nevertheless, the community awareness is something that dovetails into everything else we're doing, so that when we do run events and we do grab people's attention with things that allow them to buy the vehicle in that price-value relationship conversation, it all comes together. I get asked that stuff all the time. And our team here at PMD, yes, this is a bit of a public announcement, right? We're here to do more than just come up with hooky dooky events. We are not here to ask you what you want to do this weekend. We are not here to wait to be told what to do. And maybe, in a 10-minute phone call between the two of us, we can identify what makes sense to talk about so that we can allow you the opportunity to see if we're a fit for you by discussing what we can present to you. Because we don't send a bill every time we open our mouth. Something to think about. Let's schedule an appointment and get together and just spend a few minutes.